Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. The ocean, it covers more than 70% of our planet, yet over 80% of it remains unexplored. It's a vast, mysterious world, hiding secrets in its deepest, darkest corners. We've sent probes to other planets, but our own ocean floor is still one of the biggest question marks on Earth. And you know what that means? People are constantly finding things down there that just shouldn't be. From ancient cities to bizarre natural phenomena, the list is endless. Today, we're diving deep to uncover 10 of the strangest things ever found in the ocean. So, grab your scuba gear, because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the mysterious Baltic Sea anomaly. Back in 2011, a team of Swedish oceanographers were using sonar to scan the bottom of the Baltic Sea, probably looking for old shipwrecks. Instead, they found something that looked straight out of a sci-fi movie. A massive, circular object, about 60 meters in diameter, sitting on the seafloor. Sonar images showed what looked like staircases, ramps, and other strange features. It has been nicknamed the Millennium Falcon of the Deep for its uncanny resemblance to the famous Star Wars ship. Scientists have proposed various natural explanations, like it being a glacial deposit or a unique rock formation. But here's the kicker. When divers approached it, their electronic equipment, including satellite phones and cameras, mysteriously failed. Coincidence? Or is something else going on down there? The debate still rages on, making it a true oceanic enigma. Coming in at number 9, we have something that feels like a scene from a fantasy novel, an underwater river. That's right, a river flowing beneath the sea. Located in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, these are called cenotes. On the surface, they look like regular sinkholes filled with water. But dive in, and you'll discover a whole new world. A layer of hydrogen sulfide separates the fresh water on top from the salt water below, creating the illusion of a flowing river, complete with its own riverbanks and even trees and leaves that have fallen in. It's a surreal, ghostly landscape. Divers who've experienced it describe it as like flying over a river in another world. This natural wonder is a powerful reminder that our planet is full of surprises, and sometimes the most magical places are hidden just below the surface. At number 8, we find the lost city of Heraclean. For centuries, this ancient Egyptian city was thought to be a myth mentioned only in old texts. Founded around the 8th century BC, it was a bustling port city and a key gateway to Egypt. But then, around 1,000 to 100 years ago, it vanished without a trace, swallowed by the Mediterranean Sea. For centuries, it was the stuff of legend. That is, until the year 2000. A French archaeologist named Frank Gaudio and his team were surveying the Abu Qir Bay, and they stumbled upon it. They found massive statues of pharaohs and gods, perfectly preserved sphinxes, dozens of ancient ships, gold coins, and the remains of temples. It was a complete city, frozen in time under the waves. The discovery of Heraclean was monumental, proving that sometimes the greatest legends are actually true, just waiting to be rediscovered. Next up, at number 7, we have the Antikythera mechanism. In 1901, a group of sponge divers off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera discovered an ancient Roman shipwreck. Inside, among statues and pottery, they found a corroded lump of bronze. It sat in a museum for decades, largely ignored. But when scientists finally examined it with X-rays, they were stunned. It wasn't just a lump of metal. It was an incredibly complex machine, filled with interlocking gears and dials. After years of study, they realized it was an ancient analog computer dating back to around 100 BC. It was designed to predict astronomical positions and eclipses for decades in advance. The level of mechanical sophistication was unlike anything seen for another 1,000 years. It completely rewrote our understanding of ancient technology, proving our ancestors were far more advanced than we ever gave them credit for. For our number 6 spot, we're talking about something a little more alive. I'm talking about giant eyeballs washing up on shore. Imagine taking a stroll on the beach and finding a single, massive eyeball the size of a softball staring up at you. It's happened. In 2012, a mysterious giant eyeball washed ashore on a Florida beach, sparking a frenzy of speculation. Was it from a sea monster? An alien? The reality is just as strange. Scientists eventually identified it as belonging to a swordfish, but it had been cut out with surprising precision. And this isn't a one-time thing. Other giant eyeballs have appeared on beaches around the world, often leaving experts temporarily stumped. While they usually belong to large marine animals like giant squids or whales, the sight of alone. Disembodied eye is undeniably creepy and a stark reminder of the massive creatures that patrol the deep. Halfway through our list at number 5 is Yonaguni-jima, Japan's underwater pyramids. Off the coast of Yonaguni Island lies a massive stone structure that has baffled experts for decades. It features huge, terraced platforms with perfectly flat sides and sharp, right angles. Some have called it Japan's Atlantis. The main structure is 50 meters long and 20 meters wide, with steps, pillars, and what looks like a stage. The big question is it man-made or a bizarre natural formation? Some geologists argue that strong ocean currents and natural sandstone erosion could create such shapes. But others, including the diver who discovered it, are convinced it's a man-made monument, an ancient city built by a long-lost civilization that was submerged by an earthquake. If they're right, it would predate the Egyptian pyramids by thousands of years. What do you think? Nature or ancient architecture? At number 4, we have the bizarre and beautiful phenomenon of crop circles, but underwater. We've all heard of crop circles in fields, often attributed to aliens or elaborate hoaxes. But in the 1990s, divers in Japan started noticing intricate, geometric circles on the sandy seafloor, about 6 feet in diameter. They were perfect, ornate patterns that looked like they were drawn by an artist. The mystery baffled scientists for over a decade. Who or what was creating these underwater mandalas? The culprit turned out to be more surprising than any alien theory. It was a tiny, newly discovered species of pufferfish. The male pufferfish spends days, sometimes weeks, tirelessly flapping its fins to carve these elaborate nests in the sand to attract a mate. The more complex and beautiful the circle, the better his chances. It's one of nature's most dedicated artists. Brace yourselves, because number 3 is the stuff of nightmares, the bloop. In 1997, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, recorded an extremely powerful, ultra-low-frequency sound in the South Pacific Ocean. It was so loud that it was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. They named it the bloop. The sound profile didn't match any known man-made object like a submarine or bomb, nor did it match geological events like earthquakes. In fact, its profile most closely resembled that of a living creature. But here's the terrifying part: to make a sound that loud, the creature would have to be many times larger than the biggest animal on Earth, the blue whale. For years, the bloop fueled theories of a colossal, undiscovered sea monster lurking in the abyss, while NOAA later suggested the sound was likely from an icequake. The mystery and the chilling thought of what could have made that sound still captivate us. Coming in hot at number 2 is the Cuban underwater city. In 2001, a team conducting surveys off the coast of Cuba found something incredible. Using sonar, they discovered a series of geometric stone structures about 2,000 feet below the surface. The images revealed what looked like pyramids, circular buildings, and other organized structures, spread out across a massive, flat plain. It looked like an entire city. The researchers who found it speculated that it could be a submerged ancient civilization, possibly built by a pre-Mayan culture over 6,000 years ago, and then sunk by seismic activity. However, exploring something this deep is incredibly difficult and expensive, so further research has been limited. The site remains one of the most tantalizing and unverified underwater discoveries, a potential Atlantis waiting in the dark depths of the Caribbean. And finally, at number 1 on our list of the strangest things found in the ocean, we have locomotive graveyards. That's right, entire steam trains sitting at the bottom of the sea. In 1985, off the coast of New Jersey, divers found not one, but two rare Civil War-era steam locomotives perfectly preserved in about 90 feet of water. They were pristine, as if they had just rolled off the assembly line. But there was no record of them being lost. They weren't part of a shipwreck, and there were no tracks nearby. They were just there. The best theory is that they fell off a barge during a storm while being transported, but no one knows for sure. It's an eerie, surreal sight. These massive iron horses of a bygone era, now silent residents of an underwater world. It's a discovery that perfectly captures the strangeness of the ocean, where the most unexpected pieces of our own history can be found. And that's a wrap on 10 of the strangest things ever found in the ocean. From mysterious anomalies to entire lost cities. The deep sea is a treasure chest of wonders and enigmas. It just goes to show how much is left to explore on our own planet. What do you think is the strangest discovery on this list? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.